Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here on a live stream. How is everybody doing this fine day? It's absolutely glorious outside, lovely sunny blue skies, and we are here to talk about silver, more specifically my own hand poured silver. So we'll just wait for a few people to come on into the chat. Say hello if you are joining us. It would be great to hear from all of you. We've got a few people from the Silver Forum already that I'm recognising in Cadmium Green, James Darvula and Kimchi Baka. Hello to Old Man Jenkins. How is everyone's Sunday? It's been quite a fun day here getting some silver poured. I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. And also we've been hard at work stamping a bunch of bars because production has started on the 2020 100 gram bars. Really excited about that, and we'll talk a little bit more about those over time. So if you see any of my hands looking like, if someone commented the other day that my right hand looks really swollen, I don't think it actively is, it's just the way my hands are, but I have been doing loads of hammering this last couple of days, so they are maybe just a little bit swollen. But anyway, how is everyone doing? Let's have a look at the chat and jump on in there. We've got Tall Thin Kev, welcome. Thanks to all of these guys who always turn up to all my live chats, by the way. You guys are awesome and you do a good job moderating, so thank you for that. We've got Jack T from Switzerland. So when you come into the video today, let us know where you're from and what part of the world you're from. That'd be really cool. I think we've had, at one point we had someone from Singapore, Hawaii, South America, Europe, obviously. So pretty much represented all around the world. So really always fun times. So we've got 30 people in already. Let's go back to the chat. So we've got Old Man Jenkins. He's working apparently. Victor Stinish, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that name wrong. Yes, this is live. I don't do very many live streams, but when we do, we quite enjoy doing them. They're quite good fun. And we've then got Emerald City Diggers. Good morning. Yes, of course, in the USA, it is the morning for us here. It's just about the right time of day to do some actual video work because the sun isn't streaming through my window, causing lots of glare and everything. We've got Daz from Greenock in Scotland. Welcome. And we've got the regulars. We've got someone from New Zealand in. We've got all the regulars from the Silver Forum, I was going to say, but we've got NZ. Our Boyce Bryce coming in from New Zealand, Alistair McLean from Scotland, but currently stuck in Cyprus. Wow, hello. I don't know if that's a cursed blessing or something to be stuck in Cyprus. I wonder if you've been stuck there for an awful long time or not. Me Lee from Germany, hello. So, welcome into the stream, everybody. So the whole purpose of today's stream was to showcase a lot of the silver that we've been working on over this last couple of weeks, and just to generally see you guys, because I haven't really done a live chat it's been a while. It's been, I think February was the last one that we've done, and obviously the world has changed an awful lot since then, and a lot's gone on in everybody's lives since then. But I'm really happy to say, and just to show you all, that production has really kicked back in here in the Backyard Bullion household. Despite everything that was happening, we have now got things back underway, which is really exciting. The Edinburgh Assay office is now reopened, albeit on a skeleton crew. But that said, they are still hallmarking stuff, and it's just a bit slower, basically, but it is coming through, which is really good. So we've got here some, it's not all of it, because I've got some others that are off camera, big chunky pieces, other bits and bobs. Couldn't quite all fit it on, but we've got quite a few bits and bobs which are here now, all done, for sale. And I thought, rather than just making a regular video of me showing them, we'd actually have them all out on show here, and you guys can ask me any questions that you would like to ask as well. So feel free to jump in and shout with any comments. I'm keeping an eye on the chat, so if you do ask me a question, the best thing to do is put the @ symbol and then Backyard Bullion, because then it will highlight your comment and I'll be able to see it a lot easier. But first up today, I want to show probably what are my favourite pieces that we've been making over this last couple of weeks. And I want to say a big thank you to James in the chat, because he was the one that suggested we make these absolutely killer 100 gram hammered bars. And I'm really chuffed with the way that these have turned out. Interestingly though, James wanted originally basically like a burnished, sand-blasted, finished, matte finished bar, and we tried a few different techniques to try and get it done, but I just don't have the equipment. I don't have basically the shed to do it. So yeah, it's just not that possible really. But we do the next best thing, which is hammering the living daylights out of, Andy says something to demonetize us there, but hammering the living daylights out of these bars to get their finish. And let me tell you, they are really good. The play set of all three, they're almost like little tiny playing cards. They're absolutely awesome. It's quite good for stress relief, but I'm pretty sure my next door neighbors do not like it when I hammer stuff. But those are really exciting, and thought I'd showcase them here. I'm really proud of these, and Mrs. Backyard Bullion likes them too. So let me know what you guys think. We are only making 10 of them for 2020. So if you do want some, there's 2 listed on my website right now, because we had them listed on the forum, and they sold, most of them sold within half an hour. And then we had somebody who wanted to potentially reserve them, change their mind, so I've listed them back on my website right now. So there's 2 left available to pre-order. There will only be 10 of these for 2020. When we get round to it tomorrow, we're going to serialize these first 3, and then the remaining 7 will be made over the course of the next couple of weeks, and probably back within, I'd say, 5 weeks time. I'm estimating it's 4 to 6 weeks turnaround basically. So I really like them. So if you're interested, then let us know, and also just let us know your thoughts on them, because I really do like them. I just can't stop playing with them. They're really fun. So that's one of the things that we've been working on this last basically couple of weeks. The next big thing to talk about that we've been working on are these 1 ounce bars, and these are the 1 ounce Backyard Bullion bars, rather than, which some people always get a bit confused with. These are the 1 ounce Silver Forum bars here with the pickaxe logo, but we've also been working on the 1 ounce Backyard Bullion logo bars, which are really, really cool. They're the same size, same mold, just stamped with our sort of Backyard Bullion logo. So I really like these. We antique each one as well, so there's a lot of man hours and time that goes into these, and it's always really fun to make them. A bit laborious, and it gets my hands all dirty and grubby, but they're really, really cool bars. And again, those are available now as well over on the website. So let me know your thoughts on both the hammered bars and these 1 ounce bars. Now let's just go back to the chat and see who's in, because we've got 53 people watching now. Thank you for everybody for joining in. I'm just going to go back up the chat a little bit. I'm probably going to miss quite a few people in the chat, so I do apologise. We've got a few new people joining. We've got Rooksy, we've got Tapton216, we've got Sander. Hello, Sander, one of my long-term viewers. Welcome. Ralph Morick, hello from... no, I thought you were saying you were from Sweden there, but you weren't. We've then got 49's Fine Silver. Hello, welcome. You are also one of my long-term viewers. Thank you. Francis24, hello. We've got Ralph Murick saying, over here 100 grams is 1 ounce. I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that. Michael Brooks has joined the chat. Hello and welcome. And Kathleen Green, remember to hammer the like button. Thank you. Yes. Thank you for reminding everybody. If you do like these pieces that you see in front of us, then do make sure you hit that like button. It really does help the things that we do here on YouTube. So yeah, we've got an awful lot going on at the moment in the Backyard Bullion household, because whilst we've also been busy pouring all of this silver in the last couple of months to get all of this stuff ready, we are still pouring silver right now, because we have just started production on these 2020 100 gram Silver Forum bars. Now these are like my flagship product that I absolutely love to do and make. They are by far and away, I think, the best bars that we make of sort of standard bars. I mean, the hammered finish ones are great, but these are fantastic in my opinion. And what's really cool now is that we've been doing these for 4 years, and we've got the date run. That's a proper date run. I had, obviously all of these wonderful aspirations to do these bars when we started them, had no real idea that they'd be as popular as they are. And each year people just keep on coming back and doing, showing their support and love for what we do, which is incredible. And now that we've got the date run, which is really exciting, 2017, 18, 19 and 20. This is the prototype bar, by the way. They are not for sale yet. They are not on sale yet. They're not in pre-order or anything. We're just in the manufacturing process at the moment, and it's basically lots of hard manual labor. So you can see the hallmarking here, which is the really cool bit. Let's have a look close at these, because I think this is what sets us apart from a lot of the other sort of silver that's out there in the world. You can see the hallmarks there, S T, U, and V. Those last little letters at the end of each of these hallmarks, they change year on year, and they obviously designate which year it is made in. So it's your guarantee that what we have made is indeed 999 silver, and also when it's made. There is no potential for us to fudge it and make extras or do something unscrupulous like that. So it's really, really cool. So we're producing those at the moment, and it's really quite a fun and arduous task. We're doing 150 of those bars this year. So if we just quickly go back to the chat, we've got a few people saying, so Old Man Jenkins, he says he likes them, they have character and uniqueness. These hammered bars, they really do. And what I love about the hammered bars is that they are just subtly different on each bit. You can almost sort of see parts of the ripples, the patterns that were formed when they were made, and then you've hammered over them. So they do still have their own unique flavour to them, which I think is really cool. We've then got Victor Stenchy saying, Backyard Bullion, would you suggest buying silver coins or silver bars? Good question. Let's answer that. So I would always say coins. It's a bit of an odd one to say, considering I have basically everything, all bars out here on the table for sale. But I think coins will always, always, always rule supreme over everything, pretty much everything else that's out there, because coins are just very easy to verify. They're very easy to test. You can see what they are. You know if they're real. They are government backed. They've got denominations. A lot of the times they're going to be capital gains tax exempt if they're the right type for the country that you're in, if that's such a thing for your country. And yes, just generally they are the right choice, I think, for a lot of people. The problem with bars, and now I know this might sound a little bit odd because I'm selling a bunch of bars here, but bars can be faked quite easily. There are a lot of maybe the smaller bars a bit harder, but the unscrupulous people out there in this world will potentially look to fake bars, and they are often a lot more easily faked. Silver bars, not so much. You tend to get gold bars, which are a lot easier faked, and there's a lot more money to be earned in them, or potentially bigger silver bars. So we've got some big chunky bars here. The bigger the bar, the easier it could be to have like a lead core or some other metal. This one's fresh back from hallmarking. Look at that, some of the trade secrets. I write what I want and where I want it and what orientation. So yeah, I'd say if you are a kind of a beginner stacker, then basically you're just going to have to get with coins because it's just going to be safer all around. So I hope that answers your question. So Tapton216 says, make that only one hammered bar left to pre-order. Okay, have people been ordering? Yes, I've just, right, okay, yeah. So I'm afraid, everybody, that both of the available pre-order hammered bars have gone. It's what it is. I was talking about this actually on the forum with a few other people today. So this is an interesting one that I want to talk about. These are really, really good, really fun to make, and I love them. And I knew straight away when James, who's here in the chat, commissioned these. Originally he wanted two. When he commissioned them, I knew when I'd made them that they were going to be really fun and popular. So I made an extra one because I thought, I'll just make an extra one to have it and to sell. And we put it up on the forum and it sold within about 30 seconds. Somebody just jumped on it straight away. So I thought, well, let's make some more and let's put them in pre-order. Now I'm at the moment very, very busy with making lots of other things. And just to put it in perspective, this is what I've been working on this last couple of days. Well, I say a couple of days, it's been a week's work to get all of these 100-gram bars. Here's some I haven't stamped yet. These are all going to turn into 100-gram silver forum bars. There's one stamped without its hallmark. So that's what I've been working on this last week, basically. So I said to Mrs. Backyard Bullion today when we put this up, I was like, if I put this up and say, commission pre-order 25 pieces, people are going to buy them, and I'm going to be not able to make them, which is just really, really, I want to be able to make things and I want to be able to get things out to people, but at the same time, we're just so busy at the moment. So it's not always possible. So I said mintage of 10. And I was thinking about this because having said that and having put that limited mintage only and, made it out there, and some people have been buying the bars, pre-ordering the bars, and pre-ordering them perhaps on the pretext that they are only going to be a mintage of 10, for me to then suddenly turn around and up the mintage would be, I think, it would damage our brand. It would basically be a little bit mercenary. And I asked everybody, because I was thinking about this, I just wanted a bit of feedback from everybody. And the people who've bought these bars will understand and will see that it's not always a clean cut thing. We just basically pluck 10 out of 10 out of the head, because that's what I thought. Oh, it's an easy number. I can make those. I could probably do those, in a week after I've got all of my other bits and bobs done. But then I thought, well, what happens in 3-4 months' time when I'm a bit quieter and I want to perhaps make more of them? I've kind of shot myself in the foot a little bit. But then I was thinking, actually, do you know what? It actually spurs you on to be more creative and make new things. And what I like to think our brand is, we basically are all about micro mintages of cool pieces which look as good as they can be. We do large volume stuff, but even so, these 1 ounce bars here will have a maximum mintage of 100, which isn't a lot, and we've done 50 of them already. They are available for sale. If people are not able to get these hammered bars today, you can go over to our website and buy these 1 ounce bars. Then that's what we want to do. Basically, we want to have micro mintages, lots of different diverse products. That's better for us. So I thought it was an interesting topic to share with you guys, and I thought that would be interesting. So in terms of these 1 ounce bars, if there's anybody out there who does want to grab things, I've just put a link in the chat. You can go over to our shop and you can see them, and you can choose the available serial numbers that are available of these. So if you're interested, let us know. Right, now I've neglected the chat here for quite a while. Basically, guys, if you want to ask me a question, there's a couple of ways that you can do it to get my attention. You can put the @ symbol and then my name, Backyard Bullion. That will get a big orange highlight over it so I can see it. Or you can super chat me. That will obviously definitely get my attention. So Victor Stenchy's asking quite a few questions. He asked about silver coins or bars, coins every day. Would I suggest buying fine silver coins or junk silver? Difficult one to answer. It depends on your circumstances. Personally, I would always say go fine silver at the moment, but if you can pick up a bit of both, I think is always quite good, but I predominantly would say fine silver is my choice. Michael Brooks, how do we buy a hammered bar? They've sold out. Sorry, Michael, they are gone. I've just talked about that story. Victor Stenish says last message. He's pointing up to his last message. The Platinum Beast says, what's up? Hello, my friend. Ralph Morrick says it's very difficult to pour a bar around an object and not have it show on the outside. Not entirely following what you're saying there. You need to have a mould with sides, otherwise the silver goes everywhere, which isn't great. Shemiluk says, how much does it cost to get an item assayed and stamped by them? Well, it's not just the actual fee for the Edinburgh Assay office, so let's bring on one of the big boys. Here is a 20-ounce Rolo round. There you can see the hallmark at the bottom there. So it's not just about the size of the hallmark, it's also about the size of the piece of silver or gold that you are looking to do it. They often do it by weight. And there's usually a minimum charge of a parcel. If you have enough items going in at once, it can average down, but you're still looking at having to send things up to Edinburgh, send things back from Edinburgh postage-wise. So in general, it works out for these slightly larger hallmarks on this, it works out about £4 a piece if you have like a batch of 100 plus. Otherwise, if it's a smaller batch, you're probably looking at £5, £6, £7 per item for a small hallmark. For the smaller size hallmark on the smaller bars, again, you'd be looking at postage to and from, and you're also looking at the minimum orders. So if you have a really large batch go in, you're perhaps looking at maybe £2 if you're lucky, but smaller batches sometimes can be basically £2.50 per piece, and which is obviously not that cheap, but it is what we do and what we like to do. Andrew Leek says, hello, who's watching the coin cabinet auction? Bad timing. Well, look, there's always going to be somebody else streaming on YouTube at whatever time. We've now got 79 people watching. If you're not really actively involved in that coin cabinet auction, I presume wasn't it the Una and the Lion that they're doing? I don't know, but anyway. 49 Fine Silver says, I posted my first video today. It's how to make a crucible video for people who want to make things out of precious metals. Well, if you want to go see how to do that, you know where to find him. 49's Fine Silver. Victor Stenish is another question, says, how little is it possible to make silver shot? How possible is it? Could you make silver shot sand? You mean how fine can you make it? Well, you can make it very fine if you use sort of chemical electro something or other. to basically get it really, really fine. But I don't really want to mess around with those chemicals. With silver casting grain, in fact, I've got a little pot of it over here. So casting grain is probably the closest. This is as small as really I've ever seen it. It doesn't tend to get much smaller than this, and this will be, melt dropped into water, into cold water. So that's pretty much as small as shot gets. We've then got Tall Thin Kev asking, are we going to be doing dominoes next? No, I don't think so. I don't really have any intentions of doing dominoes. We have got another board game in the works, though. If anybody can guess what it is, then let us know. Let's move down the chat anymore, and we've then got the Platinum Beast postage is probably ridiculous to the States, isn't it? It's not as bad as you think, actually. It's probably, well, if you want sort of tracked sign for shipping, it's going to be between $15 and $20, depending on how big your order is. But we, on our sets, our website, I was reading chess set and Monopoly set on the chat there. On our website, if you order items and they are over £100 in value, then you can opt for free shipping, and it's a little bit of a Brucey bonus discount that we can offer. So shipping really isn't too much of a problem. Most of in fact, over 50% of everything that I make goes to the USA, so it's fairly easily done. Cadmium Green doing a fantastic job as our moderator, is saying hello to people for me. Spanish Silver and Silverback Snacker, welcome. Two very, very good viewers of mine. Thanks very much for joining into the chat today. Kyle Reviews says, could you show us the furnace you use? How many pours can you do per day? What's the biggest item that you could theoretically pour? I can't actively show you the furnaces because they're all tucked away for the day, I'm afraid. But we use, there's 3 different sizes. In fact, I can show you one furnace because I've got here, look, this is my tripod for my live stream. I have it balanced on a furnace, which is quite funny, I think. But anyway, we do, in this tiny furnace, they're usually about 2 or 3 ounces maximum. In the medium-sized furnace, we can go up to about 13 ounces. And then the really large furnace, theoretically, we can go up to about 45 ounces. But I haven't poured anything bigger than basically a kilo because it's just so scary. A few people guessing on what our next game is going to be. I'm not going to tell you, but someone's got it right. I'm not going to tell you, though. Somebody's got it right. Who else is in the chat? Chris Robinson, welcome. You are very, very welcome to our chat. Big supporter of our channel. Thank you. Andrew Lee, board game is surely going to be checkers. Your father makes an amazing wooden sets for other puzzles, so he could do a beautiful checkers board. Well, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Kimchi Baka says Space Hulk. I'm not entirely sure what that's referring to. Kieran Hendry is pointing up to my question. I'm sorry, Kieran, I can't quite keep up with the chat, so you're going to have to ask whatever it was again. Platinum Beast, free shipping to the USA. We do what we do. A lot of the items we make are relatively heavy, like for example the pyramid here. I know some of you have already been asking about it. It's priced $155 on our website, so it automatically qualifies for free shipping. We kind of build the shipping into the price points for a lot of what we do. So if you wanted it, then you can go over to our website and you can buy it. I'll put the link down in the chat just now. There's not a great deal left on our website. We've still got 1 ounce bars. We've got the pyramid, and we've got this big chunky fat Buddha. And he's also got a really lovely deep ripple pool. So if you're interested in any of those, 5.49, go over to our website. Let's see, we've got Vanessa. Why do I use the Edinburgh Assay office? Good question. So the Edinburgh Assay office are obviously based in Scotland. I am not based in Scotland, if you couldn't tell from the very British accent, or English accent, I should say, that I have got. I'm not from Scotland, I'm not in Scotland, but we use the Edinburgh Assay office, which, if we can get this to focus, you can see that little castle mark there, because when I was researching which assay office to register with, they had all the best feedback and reviews from small, independent, tiny jewelers and people who said that they were treated like a big fish, even though they were just a small, little minnow in a big pond. And I liked that idea. And when I spoke with them on the phone a number of times to talk about what it was I was going to be making and how they could perhaps help me with it, they were just super helpful. And that was right there, the indication to me I'd made the right choice. So it came down to that kind of customer service, and I really do love them. I think they're fantastic. I've been up there so many times to meet them. They're a fantastic team, right up from the head of the Assay office all the way down to the wonderful admin staff. I'd give them all a shout out by name, but I don't think I should. So, but anyway, they're all fantastic, and I love them. They're brilliant. They help, and they have developed our brand as well. Their hallmarking is always really good, and it really does help everything that we do for our silver. We wouldn't be where we are without them. So they are fantastic. Hope that answers your question as to why we use them. In fact, I'm looking at typical. I'm trying to get close-ups on all my silver bars with the hallmarks, but I realise there's a giant, really great big hallmark right here in the middle of the screen. So this is our laser etched hallmark that we put on a kilo bar last year, and we had it made up into a t-shirt. So a few of you have mentioned this already. Really big thank you to K-Man on the Silver Forum, who did the design for this t-shirt. He really hit the ball out of the park with it, and they're available now on Teespring. Really, really happy with them, and the quality's really good. I'm not going to pick this one up. In fact, I've got what we've got here. We've got a red one. This is one of Mrs. Backyard Bullion's shirts. Really nice, high quality print as well, and I think they're fantastic. So big shout out to K-Man over on the Silver Forum. Right, now I really am neglecting the chat, so I want to put a few minutes into just be to looking at this. So we were at Vanessa's comment there. A few other people guessing on what the game is, what the board game is that we're going to be playing, and I will say a few of you have got it right, and a few of you have definitely got it right. The dad is involved as well. Kimchi Backer, Space Hulk from Games Workshop is like Warhammer. Okay, that answers my earlier question. Rooksy says, good t-shirt design, thank you, I appreciate it. The Platinum Beast, if you were from Scotland, we would have no idea what you're saying. It's funny you say that, but some Scottish accents are actually supposed to be more easily able to be understood than some English accents, and that's why you hear a lot of Scottish newsreaders. I hear it's one of the most easiest accents to understand, apparently. Vanessa said that's some solid reasoning. I'm also thinking about getting Silverpaw's Assay, but I didn't know of any assayers in the USA. Would it be worth it to send to Europe to be assayed? Well, you'd have a lot of shipping to worry about and to pay for and things like that. So that's definitely going to be a factor. I mean, there are a lot of companies around the world that send their products into not only the Edinburgh Assay office, but the British and Irish or European assay offices, because we've been doing it for so bloody long. It's part of the kind of culture. So perhaps it's worth looking at. Kieran Hendry says his first purchase was 10 times 1 ounce silver Britannias. Would I suggest diversity in a collection or stack more of the same? I guess it depends on what kind of stack you really want to achieve and have at the end of the whole process. If you want to have a collection of loads of different coins and really enjoy it and see them, then yeah, perhaps you could do loads of different ones. But if you're just stacking for simple weight, then I'd say stick with Britannia. So I guess you're going to have no answer there. You're going to have to ask it yourself what you want to achieve with your silver. Adelia Diablies, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce names. I'm new to silver. Buying your channel is a good time. Is a good time to buy now. I bought my first silver maples and maple leaves and orders 2 more silver eagles. Is silver a good buy right now? It's expensive. Certainly, if you can, basically, if you can get it at cheap prices, then I guess yes, silver is a good buy. But if you're having to pay huge premiums on just bullion grade silver, then it's not necessarily that that difficult or that easy to get it at a good price. So I guess the answer is yes and no. If it's a more collectible item like our poured silver, that's a different ball game altogether and should be really put into a different category entirely. And I'd say steer clear of this stuff if you don't know what you want to achieve with your silver, or if you just want to support the channel, then you can buy our stuff at, I'd say just stick with coins and just bullion grade stuff. So we are going back down the chat a little bit more, and we are seeing Bradley Arnold says, have I had any experience with the website Silver to Go? Silver to Go was the very first place I ever bought silver coins, which was all the way back in 2016? No, it's 2015, late 2015. Gosh, that's an awful long time ago now. So yes, I do know them, and I do think that they are a pretty good company. They don't often have the best prices out there compared with some of the other dealers in this world, but they are a good, legit company. So yeah, I do think they're pretty good. Who else is in here? Ivo Ivan says, Hamid BYB logo bars are amazing. Great work. Thank you. They really are very cool. Entertain Me says, show us your face. I'm sorry, I have a face for a faceless YouTube channel, so that is not going to happen. Stacker 2020, any more puzzles in the pipeline? Stacker 2020, you love your puzzles. You've now got 2 of them from us, the Tetris and the Triangle puzzle set. We don't have a puzzle in the pipeline, but we do have a board game in the pipeline that people have actually guessed correctly in the chat, but I'm not going to tell you what it is at this time. Then we have Cadmium Green. Are you going to have custom molds made for my awesome paws? We are getting some custom molds made at the moment. There's a few in the pipeline that we are working on, one of which is that board game. I don't really want to go into too much more detail on it now, but yes, there hopefully should be something. We try and do something big each year. So we've done like the Silver Planet Earths in previous years. We've done the Moon and Earth series in the year before. We've done a 20-sided dice, 3D 20-sided dice. So we are actually coming up with some very, very cool, I hope, things for you all to enjoy later in 2020. Bradley Arnold says, thanks for that. Seeing as shipping is quite cheap and no VAT. Yeah, I think that's back to Silver to Go. They do tend to be no VAT because they're based in Europe. I ordered from them for 5 years, so I don't know what their shipping is like, but hopefully it's all right for you. Platinum Beast says, Stacker 2020 actually introduced me to the puzzle. Well, thank you. I'm glad that he did. He did a really good video on it. Stacker 2020, it would be great to hear from you. Do you just tell us, do you enjoy the puzzle? Have you found lots of different solutions? Because you went for the medium-sized one, not the really big one. So I was worried that there wouldn't be quite as many solutions potentially, and it would not be, as fun. I found it actually more challenging than the really small one. The really big one. So it's really interesting to see how that kind of pans out. So we've then got 49s asking, have I tried to do sand casting? I have tried to do sand casting in the past, about 3 years ago, and it didn't really work very well at all. So I just do graphite. Graphite is what I do and what I do best. So I'm going to stick with that. Mark Nordgaard says, who here thinks silver will rise more in the coming week? Well, it certainly did have a pretty big rise at the back end of last week. We'll have to see if it does continue. The honest answer is I don't think anybody truly knows what's happening in the world of metals right now, so it's anybody's guess. These are really cool. So I don't know if their proud new owner is in the chat right now, but if he is, he'll get a kick out of seeing these. So these are a little sort of brainchild idea I had when out walking the dog. And I thought, we've done a big chunky Rolo round before. We had one that was about 20.3 ounces, and I really loved it. And I did say goodbye to it in the end. We sold it, and it's absolutely awesome. But I thought what would be really cool is to have some progressively different sizes. So we've got the 20 here, we've got a 10, and we've got a 5. And the original idea was to have a 2.5 as well. And next weekend there'll be a very good long making of video showing this whole process of how we made these and some of the issues that we encountered. But I really like them. They're absolutely fantastic. They're like little like the Olympic medal stands, first place, second place, and third place. They're just so tactile and so cool. And yeah, we're showing a really long video next weekend. It's like 22 minutes long, showing the whole process from end to end of how we made those. So if you want to see that, then you need no better reason than to hit that like button and that subscribe button. So Kimchi Baka, the best tricks for Monopoly is never to upgrade to hotels, just put more houses and don't go for utilities. Kimchi Baka, I am a Monopoly aficionado. I have a good friend of mine, and we used to play Monopoly every day for hours and hours at a time, and I completely agree with you. 3 houses on a property is where it's at. There's a huge jump from 2 to 3. Anyway, this is not a Monopoly channel. I just love Monopoly. Stacker 2020 says, on the triangle puzzle, there are lots of solutions. Glad to hear it. I'm really happy that you're getting a lot out of that. It's really cool. I wondered how many solutions there might be. Somebody, when I was researching it, had written online that there's meant to be kind of infinite numbers of solutions on some of the larger puzzles, but I'm not entirely sure how that can be possible. So Vanessa says somehow one of the Tetris sets ended up in an LCS and you were able to pick it up for 50 cents over spot price. That's very good. I'm sad to see that happening. It's it's the sad thing with a lot of poured silver, and I want to make this abundantly clear. I've got a lot of silver out on the table here. A lot of it is for sale. You should not be buying this stuff as an investment. You should be buying this stuff as an enjoyment factor product, a collectible, something that you're going to get some, enjoyment out of, not as an investment. A lot of the time, poured silver, whether it be mine, whether it be anybody's out there, it will probably not get you the right price if you just take it to an LCS. You're going to need to find the right buyers online in either eBay or various other places. So it's just not a really good thing to invest in if you want just sheer numbers. So just please do all bear that in mind. So we are going back through the chat, and we are seeing who else is here. Chris Robinson, you might have to get one of those sets. I presume you mean of the different weight sets. They are so cool. Stacker 2020, the rollers, they're great. Yes, I agree they are. John Hughes, I've used 3 dealers in the last month. However, when ordering from Coin Invest, I received a silver to go invoice. Yes, they're basically, I think they're the same company. They've just got different names for some of the different products that they sell, I believe. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I know they're the same company. Torfin Kev says, how about Jenga using 1 kilo bars? Can you imagine that thing falling on your foot? No, thank you. James Darvula says the roller runs are nice. I'm glad that you like them, my friend. Shemilok says, is it easy for thieves to sell stolen gold and silver on the silver forum? Good question. I mean, it's one of those things that gold and silver are an incredibly liquid asset, and if you have somebody with a gold bar, a gold coin, or a silver bar, a silver coin, theoretically they can swipe it from somewhere, go and sell it on eBay or somewhere else. I would like to say that the kind of general community on the silver forum would not be kind of down with that, and I haven't really known of any situations that happen like that. But then you cannot say for certain whether that's never happened. So it could have happened, could very well have happened. Who do you really, we don't know. Ultimately, I'd like to think that the forum is quite a cynical place, and when you see brand new sellers come onto the forum with loads of gold for sale, and they've never sold anything before, lots of people are going to be very skeptical. So there's definitely things, I think, which are in the forum's favor in terms of protecting buyers and protecting sellers that are reputable. So I don't know, it's a difficult one, but good question nevertheless. The Platinum Beast, poured silver has a little investment aspect to it, but you're right, buy mainly for fun. Yeah, I mean, the investment aspect is that one day that, for some reason, the market turns around and goes Backyard Bullion Silver or Silver Dragon Silver or whoever it is that's making it, they are the most in-demand items in the world. It's like this, it's just an economy. Everything is all about an economy, a collectible economy. And the chances of that happening are pretty slim, but we like to think that what we make, is fun. It holds value in the right circles, but it's not a guaranteed, investment. We never sell it like that. We never never sell it as that. It's not bullion. It's collectible pieces of art. So anyway, Bradley Arnold says, just ordered a 1 ounce bar, first piece of hand poured silver. I'm not sure if that was one of ours. If you did order one of my bars, thank you. That's great. If not, then enjoy your first piece of hand poured silver. James Darvula says, got to go, family needs dinner. Great video. Thanks, my friend, and thank you very much for basically the incentive to make these lovely hammered bars. Really appreciate it. Vanessa, thoughts on collecting paper money? Just recently got into it, and so far I'm really liking it. Do you mean like old banknotes, old world banknotes? I don't know. Or do you mean just having a hoard of fiat currency under your mattress or something? Tapton216 says, it's got to be harder to pass stolen BYB poured silver than coins. Well, yeah, there's definitely that at play. Nobody can really, if you've got somebody who's stolen a bunch of BYB stuff, then it's fairly unique, and I keep a photograph database of most of the items that I've made. So if something does come up for sale on the forum, for example, we should be able to know really whether or not it's been stolen and perhaps get the authorities involved. So who else is in here in the chat? We've got Cactus Jack Swag. Welcome, my friend. Hello from Arizona. Thanks for all your hard work. Your videos are great. Appreciate your feedback, my friend. That's really kind and generous of you to say. Eduardo Lindenmeyer says, why premiums in quite higher than the USA? I presume you're asking why premiums are higher for us in the UK than the USA. It's all down to taxes, unfortunately. That's just the way they are All silver is taxed in the UK and the EU, which is not very fun. Frank Me says they look like chocolate coins. Well, it'd be really cool to get one of these gold gilded, so it really would look like one of those Christmas chocolate coins that you have in the gold foil wrapping. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? But yeah. Who else is in? Mark Norgard says, is there a Buddha statue? Yes, there is a Buddha statue. This is a silver Buddha, and he is available for sale. Although I just said that somebody's just made an order through our website, which was for a 1 ounce forum bar. So the Buddha is for sale. It's on our website right now. It's got a really interesting kind of air pocket which formed when we were pouring the silver in, which looks all discolored because we antiqued the Buddha. So there's like all of this really cool coloring around it, which is very cool. Weighs 5.49 ounces. Let me tell you, this was a pretty tough piece to stamp, and the Edinburgh Assay office did a great job with their hallmark down there as well. But the killer part of this is the absolutely stunning ripples, which is one of the reasons why I kept it, because yeah, it could have been better with this side and having those little sort of holes in his belly, but look at these simply sublime ripples. I absolutely love it. Just so tiny little ripples. Love it, absolutely love it. Be sad to see that one go when it does, but it is available on the website on backyardbullion.com. I'll put a link to our website and you can go and check everything out that's for sale. We have got a few other things on the table that are for sale which I haven't actually talked about yet, and I will get to those in a moment. And let's go back up the chat. So that was Mark asking about that. CoinPig, related to the question about the Silver Forum members are skeptical. What about if new members join? How can you reassure them? Very good question. So I do actually offer a intermediary service for new sellers, whereby they can send the items to me and then I can ship them out to the buyers once everything's been paid. It's a really good kind of way to get in the good books for a lot of the established members out there. There are a lot of other established members on the forum as well, and some of those will offer a similar service, or if they are looking to buy something from a brand new buyer, perhaps they'll ask the seller to send things out before payment so that the established members can verify whether things are right or not. So there are things that you can do. It's all down to whether or not you want to be a good, a good buyer, basically a good seller as well. So we've then got Stephen Pascone. Hello from California. Welcome, my friend. Must be fairly early in the morning for you over there. Jonathan Middleton, just checking out the bars now. BYB, thank you, my friend. I put a link down in the description. There's a link in the description. There's also a link in the chat over to our website as well. The Platinum Beast, I says you must not like the question about the Britannia statue. I missed it. Ask it again, please. If you put the @ symbol Backyard Bullion, it highlights your comment so that I can see it. Thomas Putman says, link to the site. I've just put a link to the website already in the chat. I'll put it again. Vanessa says, collecting old banknotes. So you were talking about old banknotes. I do love old banknotes. They are really very cool indeed. And I've got a whole folder of them. In fact, I think I can probably just grab it quickly. So here we go. Here's my very cool folder of old school banknotes. So yeah, we do have them and I absolutely love them. They're not all old as well. Some of them are sort of fairly modern. A fair few that I just picked up along the way. I have done a video on this folder an awful long time ago, and perhaps it's time for an update video because we've had a fair few new pieces come, or new banknotes being added. So let's go. Stephen Pascone says it's 9:41 a.m. Goodness me. Pan Nakotio, hello everyone, greetings from Poland. The order, BYB, my order from you will be the first poured silver. Can't wait to touch it. I'm very, very grateful for you for having ordered, and thank you for the support. Coins USA, how many ounces are we talking about? The Buddha, he is 5.49. Stephen Pascone loves the shout out. You're welcome, my friend. Thank you for joining the chat. 49s Fine Silver says it's 2:45 a.m. in Australia, and it's already the next week. It's already Monday for them. Platinum B says, Backyard Bullion, have you ever poured something similar to the Britannia statue? Is it? It's something I've always wanted, but it's hard to find a rather large statue. I've not tried something that big. That would be a significant piece, and it would also be incredibly difficult to pour. Those statues that I've featured here on the channel are made by many, many different individual items, and then they're assembled together. So it's pretty difficult stuff to potentially pour. Perhaps you could do a sand cast of it. Certainly not me anyway. Ashton Birkin says, what's my thoughts on how high silver can go? I don't tend to do too much speculation on how high things or how high gold or silver could go, because I'm usually wrong. And also it's usually just a bit futile, because if you've made the decision to buy gold or silver, then just go ahead and buy that gold or silver, because if you've done it for the right reasons, if you've bought gold or silver because you want to hold it for a very long time, then buying it now or buying it next week won't really make too much difference at all. Coins USA says, how many ounces is this on the table? Good question. We could do a quick tot up. So we've got 50 of the 1 ounce Backyard Bullion logo bars. We've got 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 100 gram bars. That's going to be a bit difficult because that's now going into kilos. So we've got 2.3 kilos of 100 gram bars. We've got 20, 35, 40, 45, probably 51 ounces there. So 100. So it's 101 ounces plus 2.3 kilos. Somebody else do the maths. Well, 2.3 kilos is like 62 plus 10, so about 72. So it's probably close to 200 ounces out here on the table, I'd say. I'm guessing. I don't know. Somebody else can do the exact maths for me. Here you go. I'll turn the Celtic rounds over so you can see their weights. But yeah, so quite a lot of tasty silver out here on the table. I could go one step further and get some even bigger pieces out, but I think this is enough for the table right now. Who else is asking questions? Tall Thin Kev says, large statues, make them as a kit. Yeah, you could. There's definitely room for that, but it's not something I would ever do. The Platinum Beast asks, have I ever poured gold or even platinum? I have poured gold. I have poured gold. In fact, I'll probably just quickly jump onto my YouTube and find the link to the video. It was really an incredible experience, but it was one that was fraught with disaster, sadly, because it failed its assay test. It got contaminated by some of the silver. So yeah, it's really good to do, but I don't want to actually try it anymore because it's just too risky. You know, it's expensive. Just finding... No, I can't find the video very quickly, I'm afraid. It's on my channel somewhere. I'm sure if you go and Google it or YouTube search it, you'll be able to find it. But yeah, it's just too risky to have a huge amount of gold and it go wrong and not get assayed right. So we don't do that anymore. Jimmy Licari says, hello from New York City. Welcome, my friend. Kimchi Baka says, what is the size of that tee? It looks like extra large. It's just because it's zoomed in on the table. It's actually a large t-shirt, I seem to remember. We've got the little label here. Men's, yeah, large. There you go, you can see it. So they're really good, actually. Like the extra large, it's a bit swampy. We got a couple of different sizes. Depends on your size, I suppose, but it does go up to 3XL for those of us with rather larger tummies. But I really like them. I think they're very good. And K-Man on the Silver Forum did a fantastic job of those. Thomas Putman says, is it hard to find molds to pour silver in? Well, there's a lot of graphite molds available out on eBay and various other places that are just bog standard bar molds. So I'm going to say no. If you just want to buy a graphite mold to have some silver made into bars, then that's easily done. But the difficult thing is getting things made which are like very customized or, you know, very textured, like these Celtic rounds. These are some of my favorite all-time pieces in this mold. You know, these are difficult for people to make. This is a very dirty job using graphite, and they're not easy to buy. Sometimes you can commission them, but they do cost quite a lot to have commissioned sometimes. So Womble Stacker, welcome to the chat, my friend, one of my long-term viewers. Really appreciate that you're here. Stephen Pascone, this channel is by far the most interesting and informative silver channel on YouTube. Well, I don't know about that, but thank you very much for your kind words. I kind of like to think that I just like to waffle about silver. And anybody who's in the live chat now, I want you to hit the 1 key. Type 1 if you're a member of the BYB Rambling Society, because I love it when you guys tell me that you are. So hit 1 if you know what that's all about and you're in the Rambling Society. Tall Thin Kev, thank you for stopping by. We'll see you on the next one, my friend. Ashton Birkin says, what kind of silver do I use or coins for silver pouring? No, I use silver casting grain, which I purchased from the European Mint. Here is what it looks like, and we use that predominantly. Sometimes I'll use coins. I'll use 99 plus coins, but predominantly it's silver shot. Stephen Pascone says, love my grounded points of view. A fine lad. Thank you very much. Appreciate you taking that feedback. That's very kind. Look at all those ones coming in for the BYB Rambling Society. You guys are awesome. I love you. You listen to the end of my videos. I go out on tangents all the time, and it's always fun to see that. So thank you for joining. Thomas Putman says, thank you for the great info. I just try and regurgitate some of what I think about. I like to think and I like to talk. It seemed like a really good thing. Mr. Dean asks, you got me thinking about pouring some silver. I've been watching my pouring videos. Thank you. It's a really good hobby to do. All I would say is please be safe. Please be safe. There are so many dangers about pouring silver. It's molten metal at the end of the day, so just be careful. West Coast says, nice, good day for silver. Just picked up a nice wee lot of coins. I'm going to pick up some pieces. It says next month, Edinburgh Open. I presume you're asking about the Edinburgh Assay office. So let's go kind of full circle, because I'd love to stay here and chat with you all for forever. Well, I'm not sure about ever. It would probably kill me. But I love chatting with you guys here on the live streams. But we have two very sleepy doggies, which I know are going to wake up any minute now. And then they'll need their dinner and a walk, and Mrs. Backyard Bullion will also want her dinner at some point too. So we're probably going to close the stream around 6 o'clock, maybe just after. So I want to answer the question West Coast asked about the Edinburgh Assay office. Yes, they are back open, which is fantastic news. And as such, in fact, I've also got some other things which I haven't talked about here on the table. So whilst I show you the wonderful magic work of the Edinburgh Assay office, I'll show you also these European Mint Dragon rounds, which are fresh back from the Edinburgh Assay office. So the Edinburgh Assay office opened up again about 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago, something like that, on a skeleton crew, and they are now working really hard to get things hallmarked for people. So the absolutely stunning work that they do is now back on our bars, and I'm really, really happy to showcase these here. If anybody is interested in picking up these dragon rounds, they are available on our website right now. You can go over to backyardbullion.com. There's a link down in the description below. But yes, the Edinburgh Assay office is open, and we have been working very hard over this last couple of weeks, pouring lots and lots of silver. This was predominantly all made during the hard kind of lockdown time here in the United Kingdom. But now we are coming a little bit out of that, and the Edinburgh Assay office is open. Production needs to start on the rest of the year, and that is what we're doing here. We've got 100-gram silver forum bars. We've got 3 boxes, 45 bars done already. This is what they're going to look like. I've got one up here which hasn't got its hallmark on, but it's been stamped already. There's lots of work that I'm doing at the moment, and those are the predominantly what we're making right now. So lots of work being done, and lots of stuff going to be sent up to the Edinburgh Assay office in a couple of weeks' time, which is really very cool. So really, yeah, it's business as usual for us here in the Backyard Bullion household. So yeah, let's have another quick look at the chat. 49 Silvers finally find the gold video. Yeah, it wasn't great. It was what it was. Like, it was a very minute amount of silver contamination, so it didn't destroy the value of the gold, but it's just a shame that we couldn't get it to work exactly how I wanted to. Leo says, hey sir, what is my view on Republic metals? They're selling at a cheap price in your country. I don't know the company, I'm afraid, so I can't really comment. Sander says, will I have something similar to the 5-ounce groovy round this year? Love the one I bought last year. Oh, you mean the wavy mold? We can do one if you want one. Just let us know. You just get in touch, and we can certainly commission one. I'll video it and put it in the YouTube Ripple series, like some of these other pieces that we've done this year. Stacker 2020 is off for dinner. Have a nice dinner, my friend. Womble Stacker's in the chat as well. Hello, my friend. And Alex 2, the Platinum Beast. Lol, Great Britain is getting ready for dinner, and people in the States are just getting into lunch hour on the West Coast, and breakfast on the West Coast, and lunchtime on the East Coast. Cactus Jack Swag says, oh, he must have been having a chat with Vanessa, presumably. He's moved up north. I don't know exactly where he is. Coinpig, I'd like to pour silver, but if you live in a tent, it's probably not advised. No, I'd say that's probably not the best thing to be doing in a tent, that's for sure. Coinpig says you can hear the dog. Yeah, one of the dogs just got up and had a quick stretch. He's now gone back on the sofa. Alex has just started stacking. Well, it's a very good time to start stacking. The world is very, very up in the air right now. Platinum B says, thanks for the fun and informative stream. Well, thank you for joining in. So we are going to start winding things up. 5 minutes left on the stream. So I do want to say a big thank you to everybody who's been in the chat here today. I'm sorry if I've missed some of your questions. It's really not a very easy thing to do. And it's a really weird thing to do these chats because ostensibly I'm just sitting here in my kitchen talking to myself. God knows what the neighbours think if they can hear. It's an interesting one. Live streaming is very difficult, and to have that kind of continual flow of conversation with yourself and the chat is really difficult. It's really a learned skill for sure. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this chat and got something out of it. I always enjoy answering questions and seeing you guys, because when we put the videos out, you guys can comment on it, but it's a bit of a slow back and forth, and it's really nice to be able to get all of the the live chat coming in, which I think is really cool. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you do enjoy this video, then make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I know that sounds very YouTube cringy, but it really does help our channel, and it helps share things out through that sort of wider YouTube community and universe, and brings new people into the channel, and brings back people who perhaps have moved away from watching. So it's really nice if you could do that. West Coast says, well done for all the focus and work throughout the crisis. Well, it's a difficult one because everybody's got family, everybody's got elderly relatives that are going to be at risk, or it could be infected or worse, and it's always hard to get on with life, but I think everybody just has to try and soldier on as best as they can right now. There's not a great deal more that we can say, so it is what it is. So I just want to finish up this stream with a reminder to you all that we've got some things for sale. I know a lot of people have said in the past that they've gone over to the website and things are not for sale. Well, we do have silver for sale right now. We've got the European Mint 100 gram rounds here, these dragons or these lions. There are some available on our website right now. The big release today was of these 1 ounce Backyard Bullion logo bars, and those are available as well. I can't remember exactly how many are available, but there are some on our website, so please feel free to have a look over there and order any that you want to. The Buddha statue, he's available. If anybody wants big fat Buddha, then let us know. I will just say as well, if anybody is interested in ordering and you can see it on the website, then do get in touch directly. You can drop us an email and we'll get you a price that doesn't include PayPal fees, so it could be a little bit cheaper for you guys. Shipping wise, if you are interested and you are based in the USA, we ship all around the world, and it's actually not as expensive as you might think. So orders over £100 are completely free on shipping. We include that in the price, so make sure you go and check anything out that you might be interested in. Otherwise, that is basically it. So we've got a few more minutes. We want to close out the stream with any last questions that anybody's got. Do you want to see more of these? Do you want to see more pieces of silver? Do you want me to do another live stream? Let me know your thoughts before we finish up today, and we'll see how we get on. So who else is in the chat? Sander, thank you for showing all these new bars. You're welcome, my friend. If at very least you don't want to buy silver, then go and check out the t-shirts. I've got to say the last thing here. Look at these awesome t-shirts from K-Man. He designed them here because I'm useless at any kind of graphic design, and I made a really pretty awful t-shirt design, and he stepped in and stepped it up with a really cool thing. And what I like about these t-shirts is that we can wear them out and about. It's not it's not overtly silver. Obviously, if you know what you're looking at, then you're in the know. But yeah, I like that because the big t-shirts with big silver bars on them, or like the silver forum, you don't really want to be wearing those out around the neighborhood. So let's see. So okay, I'll put a few people have asked, so I'll put a link to the Teespring website for the t-shirts. So if you are interested in any of the t-shirts, then you can go over to the Teespring website and order directly. And if you're in America, they ship from America. If you're in Europe, they ship from the Netherlands, I think, or Holland. Hang on, the Netherlands is Holland, isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, and you can go to our website and see things there. Thomas Putman says, do I ever do live stream pouring? Great question to finish on. I do want to do a session of live stream pouring at some point, but I'm always dubious about doing it because it's really important to be focused. Silver pouring is a dangerous thing. It's a really dangerous thing. If you get things wrong, if you don't have focus, if you don't have respect for the silver, then you are asking for a disaster. And I'm all over the place with live streams, as you can probably have told from this video. I get distracted easily. I am not very easily focused on certain things, and it's very difficult. So I would be very dubious about that. And if I was to do something like that, perhaps I'd involve Mrs. Backyard Bullion, and she'd look to help and keep me safe. But yeah, maybe one day, but we'll see how it works out. Sander says, yes, Holland is the same. I knew it was. Of course I knew it was, but I got made a bit of a boo-boo there, I'm afraid. Cactus Jack said, Swack says, great advice for noobs who want to sell. Get recognised and trusted first. Build a reputation. Members I've met like you, Salivate Metal, and many others are great members of this community. Yes, I agree. West Coast is asking, why is there a big 2019 hallmark on this t-shirt, not 2020? Because we haven't laser hallmarked anything in 2020 yet, and we wanted a big hallmark out here on the t-shirt. So hopefully we will, we will be getting a 2020 hallmark t-shirt in the near future. We've got a couple of pieces earmarked for some laser hallmarking, so soon, I promise. Right, that is past 6 o'clock, so I'm afraid everybody we're going to have to start wrapping things up. Thank you everybody for joining in. One last reminder to hit the like button if you've enjoyed today's live stream, and if you have enjoyed our channel, please consider subscribing. We don't do very many live streams, but we do aim to do another one in the next couple of weeks, and also perhaps share with you some very cool, in fact I will give you all one last little thing before I finish the stream. These will be showcased next week in all of their glory. A big making of video, big silver pouring making of video. It's about 20 minutes long. I'm really proud of the video that's coming out next week, showing these making of. So make sure you stick around and catch that by hitting that subscribe button and hitting the notifications as well. Otherwise, that's it. Thank you everybody for stopping by. Have a fantastic weekend if you're still enjoying your weekend, or if it's the new week already for you, wherever you are, have a good week ahead. As always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.